Is it Van Gogh or Van Gogh? Apparently both pronunciations are correct. Anyway, welcome to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Edge. I should not be doing that voice. Oh man, I really shouldn't be doing that voice. Anyway, I think I should now start doing the skill tree a little bit. Oh, I was going for that, wasn't I? Well, I have enough for it now. But I doubt I have enough for anything else. So last time, we defeated the Lord of Salt, and also Amy Rose, hilariously. This time, I think we'll continue with where we're going. This area does seem suspiciously small, and I haven't found any fighters yet, which is kind of weird. Yeah, let's use Camilla. Actually, Camilla and Candy Kong is a perfect combination. Is it just me, or is this, is the spirit art of Camilla covering up more than normal? Anyway, though, who to use? I haven't actually used Pac-Man in a while. A lot of people are kind of confused as to why, this music sounds a lot like Besaid Village for some reason. A lot of people are confused as to why Pac-Man doesn't have a Miss Pac-Man alt costume. I mean, he really should have. Okay, now it doesn't sound like Besaid Island.
Ready? Go!
Oh, Swan Lesson, another one of the hilariously unfitting. Nope, I cannot kill you. Oh, but you paint things on me. I've never played any of the Art Academy games, mostly because I am a horrible artist. Okay, that's a shell. Oh! Where am I? Oh no, I'm the shell. Oh, if you being Inkling makes sense, yeah. A lot more than Inkling being Kamek. Oh, there's more. Oh, now I have to fight Vince himself. Although some elements of this do kind of sound like Besaid Island. Of course, it couldn't possibly be Besaid Island because... Oh, I wanted to heal up into that. Because Square Enix would go crazy. Ah, PictoChat. Yeah, that was kind of a forgotten feature of the DS only because they decided, they realized probably not a good idea because people can just draw loot things. Just kind of a shame. Battering items up. Well, I guess paintbrushes? Okay, then. Yeah, no, I've seen the trampoline, but didn't know that it could get attacked. I thought it would just, the more you bounced on it, the less durable it got. That appears to be a dungeon. Well, I guess I want to find out what's down all the other paths. Puro. I think you're like the star of some... cardboard box, that's great. Of some of the, minigame, within a minigame modes. Just like some side modes in WarioWare. Oh, of course, you're gonna spam your tongue, aren't you? Oh, that didn't get you. Okay, then. Apparently the stun explosion itself can destroy you. Mr. Saturn... I guess Mr. Saturn kind of looks like you. Does Mr. Saturn still have the ridiculous shield-breaking power he used to have? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting traits to some of the items that most people... Oh, some of the paths lead to nowhere. Well, that simplifies things for me. Guess I'll go after this one first now. Oh no, Judge. I've always liked this song, though. But anyway, what I was saying was, a lot of the items have some very interesting properties that most competitive players don't really learn because they just always play with items off, but some of the items are kind of... Whoa, that's a lot of Mr. Layman watches. Ah, there was a 9. I shall nom you the way I nom dots. With my dash attack up. Dash attack. Oh no, 9. Yeah, that does a lot to you even if you're on low percent. Wow. No, don't 9 me, please. I mean, as long as you're not standing directly next to them, this isn't too bad. Probably should have used a projectile heavy fighter for this. Last hit of that nom attack didn't seem to get you. Speaking of nom attack... Of course, you refuse to spawn until my final smash wore off. However, I have a double. Oh, you air dodged it. But at least you didn't get a 9. And there we go. Oh yeah, I think one of the judge attacks does spawn fruit or something like that. Well, that makes sense for 9. I don't know what the exact percentages are on all of Mr. Game & Watch's judges, but I think they're all 1 in 9, but they might be different odds. Okay, that looks like it leads to a chest. Feels a little bit like an Amida lot. Oh, hello there, rarest trophy in Melee. Yeah, I never got even close to getting that trophy in Melee. But yeah, your reference to like the mascot of Famicom discs, but you needed to get every single battle bonus, like score-based bonus in Melee in order to unlock that. And yeah, that is crazy. Like, some of the bonuses involve completing in the entirety of Classic Mode without getting hit.
Ready? Go!
Or I think one of my favorites was the Switzerland bonus, which was winning a battle without ever attacking and without ever taking damage. Which usually meant being in a team battle and letting your allies do all the work. Even though a lot of people misunderstand the term neutral. Is that from what I've heard, Switzerland was neutral, but they were not pacifists. They shot down planes from both sides during World War II. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, this is an annoying assist trophy. I almost thought that I said the wrong thing there, but no, actually, assist trophy is the real term. Yeah, but this game's apparently kind of like the game that you come from is kind of like Zelda. And you're definitely gone, yeah. And obligatory mention of the fact that, I wonder if you turn into the actual prince, I don't know. But yeah, they reference that game a lot in Link's Awakening. I think because the same director worked on both games. So, where do you lead? I'm guessing nowhere. Nope, you lead somewhere. You lead to a fighter, and fighters do indeed look different in this realm. Well, let's see who our first fighter for the World of Edge is. I was hoping that you'd show up sometime, but you're 4 stars. Wow, remember what I was saying about Mega Man EXE being unappreciated? Guess it isn't. Floor is electrified. Reinforcements will appear after the enemy is KO'd. Maybe because you have backups, I guess? I kind of like how they justify extra lives in the Battle Network series by saying they're all programmed and they just have backups. Please give me, yeah, a 4-star spirit. I don't recognize that song right now. But let's, I mean, I could use Mega Man, but I'm not very good with Mega Man. Well, I mean, yeah, let's use Mega Man.
Mega Man!
And that color scheme actually works for this, because it's probably based on Hub style, which turns Mega Man light blue and gives him the benefits of every other style, except also halves his HP. Yeah, I'll choose a bright color scheme so as to not get confused. So, I guess now I can, go on a tangent that I wanted to go on about Mega Man Battle Network, and I've never played any of the games, but from what I've seen of them from Royal Mithral's playthroughs, they look pretty good. They're essentially like a card shooting star. Is that from Mega Man Star Force? They're essentially like, you know, a Mega Man meets Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I guess. They're sort of a semi-action RPG, but the action elements do kind of override the RPG elements in a way, to an extent. Like, you don't really level up, you just find new chips from enemies. It's kind of a cool spin on the classic Mega Man get powers from enemies trope. And you still have Buster Shots and a Charge Shot, and you can... Yeah, some of the games have style changes that you can unlock, and they change you into different forms. I know there's a lot of people who get Gut Style, which makes your basic shots better, but, I mean, I personally seem to like Custom Style more, or... Team Style's pretty basic, all it does is let you use more Navi summons in your folder. There are also some pretty crazy, crazily broken chips in those games though, like, for example, Folder Back in Mega Man Battle Network 3, which is kind of like if there was a Pokemon card that said, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7 cards. Then, shuffle your discard pile back into your deck. You can play this card as many times as you want per turn. Basically, it refreshes your entire deck, and it's insane. Oh, this is actually bizarrely not a stamina battle. Is this the first Mega Man spirit we've seen that isn't one? Oh, and you have a beam sword, probably to reference Proto Man. And yeah, a lot of the Mega Man Battle Network characters are all, like, different takes on classic Mega Man bosses. I actually did hit you with that. But anyway, from what I've seen, Battle Network, is it just me or is this fight being way easier than it seems like it should be? But yeah, a lot of the double Super Mega Man combo. Mega Man Battle Network 1, pretty bad. You can tell this series was still finding its footing, and it's... Oh, you are definitely a lot stronger than the other two, just realized. The series was clearly still finding its footing, and, the entire internet looked the same, and from what I've heard, the remake, Battle Network 1 Operate Shooting Star, which was a partial crossover with Star Force, was pretty terrible. It didn't do anything to fix the flaws of the first game, and it seemed to add even more flaws, and a lot of people were kind of glad it was Japan only. It didn't even add much new content too. But anyway, Battle Network 2 though is really great, and Battle Network 3 also looks great. Battle Network 4, though, is horrendously bad. Almost Sonic 06 levels of bad, in my opinion. I mean, its combat system's not terrible, but its story is basically anime filler, the game. It's just a bunch of plotless tournaments and then a random plot at the end that has one of the worst evil organizations in any game I've ever seen. And a completely stupid villain who has no motivation at all, and is just really dumb and is evil for no apparent reason. Battle Network 5, I've heard, is... why the heck are you in the Dark Worlds? I guess because of that one fan who bought a bunch of Rosalina amiibos because he hates her and doesn't want her fans to be happy. Whoever that person is, they sound crazy. But I guess, you know, back to Mega Man. Why is this not Rosalina's Comet Observatory? But yeah, Battle Network 5 is really controversial. Some people think it was a return to form, some people think it's almost as bad as 4. It's, again, hugely controversial. I haven't used regular Mario in a long time. And then Battle Network 6 is generally agreed to be almost as good as 2 and 3, but not quite, but definitely a huge return to form after 4. And Battle Network 6 actually conclusively ends the storyline, making it one of the few Mega Man spin-offs to actually have a definitive ending. Wow, your Luma's already dead. It's really weird to see Mario beating up Rosalina, because if you try and do that in Galaxy, she just sets up a force field. Oh, hi, Luma. Oh, by the way, once I actually recruit you, I'm not going to use you very much at all. I am terrible with characters like Rosalina. So yeah, there's some people who really don't like Battle Network. I think it's like the plot is basically generic shonen anime. There are some good plot points at times, and at moments the series really does get kind of scarily accurate in terms of cyber terrorism. There's a moment in Battle Network 3 in particular that's pretty disturbing in that regard. Anyway, I always kind of like these, oh, you being Ryu makes perfect sense. I always kind of like these ones from Rhythm Heaven. Punches and elbow strikes have increased power, kicks and knee strikes have increased power. Favorite smash attacks. Guess this is another Rhythm Heaven song. Haven't really used you much either, and you kind of fit in with the world of Edge, but you know what? Oh, I expect Rosalina beating the Mario characters, but she isn't, because she debuted in Smash
Rosalina and Luma
4. Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't debut until Smash 4, wow. Yes, purple, so people don't confuse you with Elsa. I mean, I totally called Rosalina being playable in Smash Brothers because she was a pretty popular character from her main series. Although I still... Yeah, I'm kind of going into a tangent within a tangent because, I kind of said what I need to about Mega Man Battle Network. I know that some people won't like the blatant, like the generic shonen anime style. How do I sync? What do I press to sync? Oh, D. Okay. Aha! Item Tidal Wave. That's good for Rosalina because she can magnify buttons to herself. Side B's Star Bits. Yeah, I'm so bad with characters like Rosalina. Also, Rosalina's dress contains the cosmos because, yeah. Oh no, my Luma's dead. Oh, she makes some weird movements. Because, yeah, sadly, yeah, this always gets annoying. So, back in the day, I remember with the Super Smash Bros. Dojo. Okay, so I can still move while that's going on. I always found this one of the more underwhelming Final Smashes unless you're getting stuck in the middle of it. Like now! Didn't KO you, but it came close. But yeah, back in the Smash Bros. Dojo, they held a contest for, like, they held a photo contest, and they had to, like, apparently they got so many people sent it doing upskirt shots of female characters that they had to actually just say, please stop sending us upskirt shots, which, I don't know, I find kind of sad. But anyway, enough on that.
Ready? Go!
Yeah, I've said all I really can about Battle Network. As you can tell, I'm terrible with Rosalina. Let me just kind of sweat drop there. Being far away from Mama, I guess. And speaking of which... Okay. Huh, wow. Either Rosalina's really light or this spirit fight's pretty tough. I'm gonna get so much flack for saying this, but there's always people who are like, oh, Rosalina's storybook is the most emotional, tragic thing in the entire Mario series, and it's just such a great story, and I don't know, I never got what the... Oh no, Luma's dead. I never got what the fuss was about regarding it. Like, the she's sleeping under the tree on the hill part is sad, but I don't know, I always found Rosalina's backstory, I couldn't get invested in it because I was too confused. Like, I came out of it with more questions than answers, and I know that a lot of people like that kind of thing, but my reaction to the whole storybook is, who is Rosalina? What is Rosalina? Why is Rosalina? It just, I didn't find it very satisfying. Because it didn't really explain much about who Rosalina was. Her backstory was really, again, I know that a lot of people like that, but her backstory was incredibly vague. I suppose I should try hitting you while you're inside this. There we go. And yeah, some parts of it are sad, but I mean, I suppose part of me is still bitter at the fact that there was a game review site that gave Super Mario Galaxy a higher rating for story than Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. So I am still a little bitter about that, but yeah, I'm gonna be angering so many people because I watched a playthrough of Galaxy lately, and there was a lot of people who were like, oh, I love the storybook so much, it's just... Oh, takes you back to the beginning. Okay, then. It's just the most emotional thing ever, and I don't know, I never really felt that way about it. So, yeah, I cue a lot of very angry comments, likely. But just, I don't know, it's just... And I also felt that a lot of it was just too... I don't know, it just didn't really fit with the tone of a Mario game. Granted, I also like, I like Tippy's story in Super Paper Mario, and that's really tragic for a Mario game. But let's see what's in here. Mysterious Dimension. Wait. I can't even zoom out the map here. But I know there's a fighter in there. I don't think this is supposed to be representing anything in particular. It's like a Colosseum that's been turned into a wheel. Is there another fighter in? Whoa. Oh, it's a quiz! Interesting. Yellow Pikmin? Purple Pikmin? Well, we know the answer to this one. I guess I'll keep using Rosalina. Okay, so here's something that I should mention. Somebody in the comments unfortunately spoiled me that there was a quiz dungeon later in the game. So I do kind of know about this. Oh, it's just like the red Pikmin fight. I should probably just be spamming my jab, because that seems to be effective against these things. Or I could just spam my dash attack slash, Disney song. Yeah, I will just say, again, I'm really, really sorry if I made people angry with that Rosalina rant, but I'm just explaining my thoughts on games. That's generally what this is. It's just like a casual series where I talk about my thoughts on various games that are represented here, and I've been wanting to say that about Rosalina's story for a long time. Okay, so the path is open. But we also need to fight the other two spirits. So it's just like Blaine's Gym in Pokemon. You need to deliberately answer things wrong in order to get everything. Purple. I mean, it makes sense for you to be Donkey Kong because purple is powerful. That apply. Oh, and you have better stamina too. Yeah, this is a Pikmin song that I recognize. But I always used to love purple Pikmin in Pikmin 2. They were always really fun to use because they were so powerful. Especially for sweet, sweet revenge against the Water Wraith. As much flack as it gets for being an annoying boss, I actually really like the Water Wraith's dungeon. It's a cool concept. Having to switch types of Pikmin throughout that you barely have any health left. Please die. There we go. And having to turn Pikmin into other types of Pikmin to advance. Wait Up reminds me of the first Mario and Luigi, where the like stat buff items, the peppers, not only increased your stats, they also increased or reduced your weight, which was weird compared to other Mario and Luigi games where they were just straight up stat buffs. Yellow Pikmin, of course you're Pichu, except Yellow Pikmin didn't actually have electric affinity until Pikmin 2. But yeah, Pikmin 2 is the first Pikmin I played, because I've probably explained this before, but I was always really put off by Pikmin 1's time limit. I hate games that have a time limit, and it's why it took me forever to play Majora's Mask. But at least in Majora's Mask, you can reset the time limit at any time. It's just my general extreme phobia of bad endings in video games. That's why, in this game, I know there is a bad ending, so I've looked up how to avoid it. That's what I always do. Even when I'm playing blind, I'll usually look up, in as spoiler-free a manner as possible, how to avoid any bad endings that are in a game. Because again, ever since I was young, bad endings are one of the things in video games that just really scares me to no end, so... Anyway, let's just finish this off quickly. But yeah, in the first game, Yellow Pikmin had the ability to carry bomb rocks, and that was all. And I think they could still blow themselves up with their own bomb rocks, they weren't immune to them, but in the second game, they made Yellow Pikmin immune to electric fences, which I found a lot better. Okay, so that's all cleared out. Okay, Rosalina fits doing that kind of thing. And welcome the most unfortunately named character ever. I still don't get why they thought naming this character this was a good idea. And again, I probably annoyed a lot of Earthbound fans by saying that, but again, Earthbound was not part of my childhood, but I still find this guy's name hard to take seriously. But again, like in America, Americans are more used to saying poop, not this, so I guess it's less unfortunate sounding over there. The main thing I know about this guy is that there's only one weapon in the game that he can actually use, either without an attack reduction or just in general. The Sword of Kings, and it's a 1 in 200 and something or other drop, or... I think it's a 1 in 124 or something like that. It's a really low drop chance, and I think Chugga got it on his first try, like the other... I can't believe his luck sometimes. It's insane. He's like the reverse me sometimes. Okay, so where to next? Oh, to the chest, obviously. More spirit points, even though I don't really need them as much to upgrade fighters because I now have the gym. Oh boy, okay, another question is there, and another question is there. So we have a branching path. Which way will we go? I guess I'll go this way. Only 2 choices. Which spirit usually sells furniture? Okay, Animal Crossing maybe? Oh yeah, it is Animal Crossing. I don't know who you are, but considering you're from Card Hero series, I'm guessing you sell cards. So I do know from watching an Animal Crossing playthrough that you sell furniture. And if you know about the real-life versions of... Because he sells, like, replicas of actual real-life statues and things like that, and if an artwork, and if you know the real-life ones, then it's easy to tell the fakes from the real ones. And also there's the fact that it actually, like... Some of the statues are, in fact, fully naked. Because, you know, it's artwork. They can get away with that in an E rating. Kind of reminds me of how, like, I was recently, well, last year I was on a trip to Europe, and yes, the Vatican City really did go around putting fig leaves on all of the statues to cover them up. Trade-off defense. I think Red was implied to be a con man or something, or that could just be the dark, edgy version of Animal Crossing that fanfiction likes to say. And Correctamundo. Okay, we're getting close to another fighter. Might as well go for them next. But let's finish off you. Again, like, no clue who this is. But item gravitation might help. It's a shame this dungeon isn't a direct reference to any game in particular, because I can't really... I mean, I guess I've gone on enough tangents about games lately. Let's actually do some fighting! Speaking of fighting... Aha, Ricky, nice. I like Ricky. Oh, Bubba and Snagger, I think you're new to this game. Yeah, Ricky was always one of my... Like, he ends up... He's... Pet to death, wow. He's surprisingly deep of a character for just the supposed cute mascot, and also he's really useful in battle despite specializing almost entirely in status ailments. Which is kind of a rarity for an RPG, but it's funny, Xenoblade Chronicles is one of the rare games where status ailments are insanely good when used by you, and really bad when used by the enemy, because you can just snap each other out of status ailments just by walking up to each other and pressing A. Boss Galaga. Well, let me guess what items spawn in droves here. I think I'll go for this, and then I'll go for the fighter. I wonder who this fighter is. Galaga medley, that's cool. Yeah, I remember there were a lot of really strange, obscure... Not strange, obscure, but like... So many of the classic Namco medleys that they put in the Pac-Man stages in past Smash Bros. Game. Yep, I saw that coming. I knew to dodge that. They put in the previous Smash Bros. Game. Oh no, there's another one, isn't there? No, it flew away. Uh-oh. Better get ready to dodge that too. I just didn't recognize them because they were all arcade games that were way before my time. Uh-oh. Again, gotta get ready to dodge this. It's not really that hard once you've seen it coming, though. It's not like, you know, 9 volt and 18 volt where they have an assist trophy that loves whacking you into the beam. Boss Galaga. Not really sure why that's berry immunity, but I guess it's because it's a tractor beam that's constantly pulling you upward. I didn't know there was a band event in that stage. So, who is behind, not door, number 1? But let's... Rob. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Also, obligatory mention of the fact that in Smash Bros. Canon, Rob is actually the last of his kind, because the Rob that's playable in later games, I think, is canonically the same one that was, well, Subspace Emissary spoilers. I always thought it was pretty cool. Also cool how some people actually guessed that long before the game even came out, just by the shape of... I'm probably already spoiling it, but anyway. A lot of people have asked me for what my thoughts on Subspace Emissary are, and I don't know, some elements of it weren't great, and I kind of wish they used more, like, different video game settings, more references to that, rather than just their own generic setting, but it was pretty cool. I also saw someone say, like, why don't more fighting games do, like, a side-scrolling beat-em-up single-player mode, because the genre really translates like that. And I think Tekken 5 actually did. It had a mode, I think, that was called The Devil Within. From what I've heard, the main praise I've heard about that is at least it's better than Death by Degrees, which is a spin-off Tekken game that was apparently not that good. starring Nina, I think? I always get Nina and Anna Williams mixed up. Can I get you with this? No, just went over your head. Yeah, Rob's recovery is pretty fantastic. Rob, though, not a character that I'm particularly great with. Do you have a display of your fuel meter, like Robin has for... Oh, I totally forgot that was a charge move! But I guess we won't be seeing it much anymore, because I'll be switching to using Rob now. I guess it kind of makes sense for Rob to be the character for this area. And, well, at least this area ended soon. So this place might not be as confusing as I thought it would be. I'll switch over to Rob before the next fight, don't worry. Let's just see floaty Rosalina here. Okay, question. Which spirit... Well, I guess people who aren't familiar with Xenoblade Chronicles might have a hard time with this, but for me, it's pathetically easy. Not you. Yeah, you. Definitely not you. Well, yeah, Tora is... It's funny. I remember back when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was first revealed, and the main thing people were talking about, is that Famicom Rob? I think that's Famicom Rob. I always kind of like Famicom Rob. Huh. If there was an Iger Spirit Battle for Persona, I think she'd look like that. There are lots of cool different Rob colors, actually. That one might blend in too much with the scenery, though. I'll use Famicom Rob for now, but what I was saying is when... Sorry, it's been months and my throat still hasn't fully recovered from that one sickness. Wait, no, let's go for the correct answer first. When Jigglypuff? I don't know why Daisy is being represented as... It's being used to represent Poppy, but oh well. Well, I mean, I suppose Poppy's named after a flower, and Daisy is also named after a flower, obviously. But yeah, back when, I love this battle theme much, much more than the battle theme from Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but regardless of that... Oh, and it's stamina. But anyway... Rest, which I think is still heavily nerfed. Well, I think she did get buffed. What I was saying, when trailers first came out for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, everyone was basically just saying, oh, please don't let Tora be as bad as Tatsu, and... I think Tora's actually pretty controversial, but I will say Tora's definitely not disliked nearly as much as Tatsu was. I don't think Tora's nearly as good of a character as Ricky, but I like Tora more than some people do. And I also think Tora's actually a decent party member. There's a lot of people who dump Tora immediately after they got, I guess, spoiler character, but... I still kind of kept Tora, and Tora can end up being really, like, Poppy gets amazing, but you have to take a lot of time to grind Tiger. Okay, I guess I have to fight you now. Of course you have Mario and Luigi back up. And of course it's this song. Huh. Oh yeah, right. So, you can see the name of this song in this version. Look closely at the top corner of the screen. Tough Guy Alert. I love that song name. Definitely better than the American version where it's just, these guys look pretty tough, we should be careful. Enemy Giant? Is that meant to be a reference to Giant Bowser? I've heard that a lot of people really don't like Starlo in some of the games, because I know that Starlo appeared in multiple Mario and Luigi games, and again, I have not played, what was that called? The Luigi one. Dream Team, that's it. I just kind of basically... I just walked into Luigi and Luigi went splat. And, as such, the life of Luigi. Having looked at the Smash Bros. Wiki, I accidentally got a spoiler that Luigi is in the World of Edge, but, I mean, why wouldn't he be? He wasn't in World of Light. Yeah, don't really care, let's go. I've already gone on a tangent about Kirby's Dream Land 3, which actually looks pretty good. Like, it looks amazing for a Super NES game. Not really sure why you're Isabelle, because I think this spirit's meant to be a cat and Isabelle's a dog, but oh well. I would say a weird-looking dog, but no, it's just like a particular breed of dog that's, kind of thing. I'm not sure why there's soccer balls everywhere. But I do know that you're gone and a soccer ball went in your face. Oh look, 1-star spirits this late into the game. I'm still keeping them though. I want to keep one of every single spirit. I'm not releasing any spirits ever unless I get duplicates. Which I know that is not really the way to play, but I want to keep at least one of everything. So we have another chest. More spirit points, and another quiz question. Okay, that could mean multiple different things, but I think I know who you're referring to. Girahim, no. That's the right one. Aghanim? That's kind of funny, because that's what you look like in past Smash games, and now you've been reduced to just a regular spirit. Wait a minute, though. Aren't you the real King of Twilight? Oh, this is confusing. I think it's Zant? Kind of interesting that Zant is a 2-star spirit, and enemies giant after all makes perfect sense. Only certain Pokemon will emerge from Pokeballs. Okay, you know what? I'm going to fight with Link. I was about to say Zelda, but I don't think I've actually got Zelda yet. Let's use Fierce Daddy Link. This song is really unfitting for Zant, but oh well. But yeah, a lot of people liked Zant a lot better when they played Hyrule Warriors, because in that game, Zant's craziness was obvious from the beginning. Abra? Oh wow, you teleport me around. That's cool. Because I was wondering how they depict, you know, Abra. Whoa, yeah, that is actually pretty cool. How they depict Abra, because Abra only... Well, it can't just learn teleport, otherwise it would be pretty terrible in Little Cup, but it's actually a total beast there. But yeah, yeah, the Giant's referencing part of Zant's boss fight. But yeah, they actually make it so that it teleports you around. That's cool. Big Robin sounds funny. Big launch. And there goes Zant. Because yeah, a lot of people just, like, the main complaint with Zant in Twilight Princess was that his insanity kind of, like, his real personality kind of came out of nowhere and didn't really make sense given his previous characterization. Oh, well, I guess I got it right. And there's a fighter coming up. Well, I guess I have to fight the others now. Corrin? Huh. Well, I suppose with how hated Corrin is, it fits for a crazy villain like Girahim. It's funny, I always used to call Girahim, when I first played Skyward Sword, I called him Demon Lord Villain. That was just his name to me, his name was just Villain. Wow, that is fast damage. And this one again. Well, your assist trophy didn't even get to spawn. Definitely not an indicator of how Girahim's fights can be in Skyward Sword, because they're actually pretty tough if you don't. And there's the character everyone which was in the game. They're actually pretty tough if you don't know what you're doing. Aghanim and Ganondorf. Wait. Spoilers, aren't they the same person? Because like, it's just a throwaway line at the very end of the game before you fight Ganon, but he says alter ego Aghanim. Also, obligatory mention the fact that yes, I did. Oh, that's cool that you have two because of your illusions in Four Swords. As of recording this, the Runaway Guys Link to the Past run just finished, so kind of fitting that I'm fighting Aghanim now, and that doesn't hit multiple times. Unless you're in the air, I think. I should be able to knock your spells back at you. But anyway. Yeah, I think you did say alter ego, and also, yes, I did make the sprite mistake with... Excellent stun there! But yeah, I did make the sprite mistake that pretty much everyone did with Aghanim. Well, actually kind of makes sense for fire to block arrows, though it doesn't really in the Zelda series. There are a lot of puzzles in that series where you have to shoot arrows through torches. Oh, wow! Edge gutter with an arrow. But yes, I'll probably put that sprite up on screen, but I think most people made that mistake. But yeah, I think Aghanim and Ganondorf are the same person. And speaking of Ganondorf, I'm not gonna do the whole badly translated Zelda 1 intro speech because...
Ready? Go!
Oh, I had no idea this song was in the game. I think there's only like 2 Breath of the Wild songs for on the starting soundtrack, so one of them is not even from Breath of the Wild, it's from the E3 trailer. So I thought, oh, I guess Breath of the Wild came out too recently for them to incorporate music into it, but no, I guess there's more. But I've never actually got to the Calamity Ganon fight. My sister has, but I haven't. Because I did get all 120 shrines, but I ended up also, apparently, that little room there is pretty good combo people. I ended up... Oh, right in the crotch. And again. Double Sword Link. Legend of Zelda, the Two Swords. Oh no. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon missed my face with power. There we go. Because, yeah, I got 120 shrines, but I didn't really enjoy that game very much. Guess you turn into Pig Ganon from Twilight Princess. I say that because it's a joke on the opening scroll of the first Zelda. Which, when I get to recruiting Ganondorf, I'll definitely give the full speech. Oh, I was hoping you were Ganondorf, but Greninja's cool. Greninja was one of my semi-mains back in Smash 4. Semi-mains were like Corrin and... No, I guess Corrin, because Corrin came later. Shulk, Corrin, and Greninja. I didn't like fully main them, but I kind of tried to. Well, I suppose I'll stay on Link for now. I will say this remix of the battle theme from X and Y is pretty nice, even though I don't really like X and Y very much. I like Greninja though. In fact, X and Y probably has my favourite set of starters of any generation. Because all 3 of them are pretty solid. Yes, well, I mean, people like to hate on Delphox, but... Actually, no, wait, Diamond and Pearl starters would be too, because all 3 of them were great as well. People like to hate on Delphox a lot, but I've actually always considered Delphox decent. Like, I know that... At least in, like, not exactly the best. Like, I guess there's a lot of people disappointed by it. It has a pretty bad move pool, but its stats are fairly solid. It outspeeds some common things, and I could make it work in Battle Swap mode sometimes. I'm getting destroyed. Oh, can I get on the edge? Well, oh, you saved me, but I squandered it.
Continue.
I was about to say that it's good in the lower tiers, but I hate that expression because the majority of people who say that just want to say that a Pokemon is bad without offending people, and most of them don't actually understand which Pokemon really are good in the lower tiers, like, for example, Skuntank, I think. Yeah, the majority of people who say, oh, these Pokemon can be good in the lower tiers, again, like I said, they don't have much knowledge of, again, what actually is good in the lower tiers. But anyway, I like Chestnut as well. In fact, Chestnut was the first grass starter that I've genuinely really loved in Pokemon. I don't usually go for grass starters. I still went with Greninja on my first playthrough, which, by the way, you can actually see on this channel, shameless plug, because I did a blind playthrough of that game. Don't worry, even though I say I don't like X and Y now, I wasn't really bashing on it very much during the playthrough. It's more just stuff that I realised looking back that made me not like it very much. But anyway, we have Greninja now, who I'll definitely be using. I really like Greninja. Oh boy, this place still goes on for quite some time. But there are quite a few fighters in here. Quiz question. Who among these spirits is a scientist? Let's see. I think you used to be one. I have no idea who you are. You know, it's funny you're kind of in a red lava area. I was gonna go and stop this and go for the fighter, but... Yeah, I'll go for Adam Malkovich next time. Disaster Day of Crisis! I remember seeing like a playthrough of that game at one point. It looks decent. But I think it actually was one of those weird games that got released in Europe but not America, which is, again, kind of bizarre. It's not often that happens, it's usually the other way around. Yeah, I think I'll go for this fighter and then I'll stop, but that does mean that, Greninja won't really be... I'll try and use Greninja quite a bit. Yeah, I've got quite a bit to say about the Animalcovich spirit, and I know that many people are going to be utterly lynching me for saying the things that I will say. Namely, that I don't have a passionate, burning hatred of him the same way that I do most people do. More that I just think the authorization system is stupid, and yeah. But it's more than like I just found Other M mediocre, but I didn't find it as offensively bad as most people in the Metroid community say. And that's mostly because Metroid just doesn't really mean as... Oh, that's actually kind of funny that we've got these earthquakes and heavy winds, aka your typical SimCity city. And UFOs, also your typical SimCity city, because I think that is a disaster in SimCity. Yeah, that on meteors, I'm pretty sure. It depends on the game, but I think UFO attack is one of them, and then there's meteors as well. I'm going way off topic, but anyway. Just as a heads up before the next episode, it's probably because Metroid doesn't mean nearly as much to me as it does to some people. But yeah, anyway. But I know that, like, people online who even say anything remotely not bad about Other M just get lynched. It's kind of insane how much it's hated. But, I don't know, again, it's probably because Metroid doesn't mean nearly... I remember the surface of that UFO being really slippery. It doesn't really mean nearly as much to me as it does to some people. Come up here, let's have a duel on the UFO. Come on. Come on. Come up here. You know you want to. Now I'll just have to come down to you. I completely... Or you can just kill yourself. I was about to say I completely forgotten how Greninja's Final Smash works. Alright, I guess we can get a sneak preview of that. You see, when I see the term the Three Nature Sisters, I think Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. Well, we know what the answer is. Oh, wow, that giant meme's a spirit. Is that? Oh, Hogan's Alley. I thought that was Earthbound for a second. Wasn't there already another Lloyd? Spirit? No, that was Jeff. Okay. You're from, like, the first mother, I think. I'm just kind of taking you down quickly just to get to this fighter, because this part's already gone on for quite a while. And this song, I like this song, Back from Melee, but I don't really know what it's from at all. Oh, and it is stamina, I've got to remember that. It's been so long since I played as Greninja. I don't really know how Greninja's changed in Smash 4. Uh-oh. Everyone's favorite festival, Bob-omb Festival. I don't think I've actually said this before, but I used to pronounce it Bomb-omb. I kind of just ignored the B. But then again, like the second B in bomb is silent anyway, but yeah. I always used to pronounce it Bomb-omb. Oh, and obligatory mention of the fact that people seem... Like, back when Smash 4... Ah! Alright, it starts out with a map block, doesn't it? Which is called Tatami Flip in Japanese. It's a reference to a technique that actual ninjas did. Good way to avoid the bombs, too. They would flip up a tatami mat to block enemy projectiles. Oh, what? What the heck are you doing? Whoa! I went way higher than I expected to there. Which totally saved me. Kind of losing my train of thought here, because this video's gone on for a while. Yeah, Smash videos, I usually don't like for them to go on this long, but... I want to get this fighter now. You know what, on second thoughts, I've heard really bad things about this fight. I'm not going to get this fighter now. Oh, by the way, I think that's actually... I've heard that you use the Japanese version of Lost in Thoughts All Alone, so I will have to mute the audio for this fight and play different audio over it, because I don't want to get the Anungos copyright bots attacking me again. Oh, there's another... Wow, how many fighters are there in this place? But I'm pretty sure that's Corrin. So, next time... Oh boy, next time's going to be the controversial hated characters episode, because we'll have Corrin and also Adam Malkovich. So, see you then, I guess. Wait, hang on just 1 second. Why the heck is the game trolling me like this? By having the picture for the win against Galeem achievement be Ike fighting him? Game, why? Why would you do that to me?